So how do we stem the tide of criminal tendencies? Some say an act, laws, or is it education, or is it information?
Education and action. For example, this is the age of technology. Take this TSA issue, for example. Okay? There is a way to capture all revenues coming to government, to make sure that that technology itself is also not compromised along the line, somewhere either at the back control or at the entry point, whichever. Once that is okay, then you are sure that you are capturing everything. Once that happens, this issue of bribe at certain points will reduce because the process is depersonalized. The electoral process should follow the same suit. Politicians will not like it because many of them have no roots in their villages. But they come home, they use police, they use thugs to impose their will on the people. But if the process is depersonalized, you understand, and technology-driven, you will find this country will begin to fall back into the right model. Now we are going in a vociferous manner, and politicians are adding the fire.
But let me use an example here. There are countries where if you steal public funds, it's a capital punishment you get.
That's if they catch you.
If they catch
That's the issue. If they catch you. How many Nigerians are very corrupt, and we know them. We see them. You understand? Some of them had, even before now, demonstrated in words and action that they are corrupt, but what can you do about it? Do you understand? In our face. Are they not parading the streets of Nigeria? They are. So many people, even small people, are corrupt. The man, a messenger, don't think that corruption is only when you are a minister or governor or whatever. The messenger is corrupt. Before he carries your file, in fact, he goes to hide the file, knowing that it appears you can do something. 3 months, they'll be looking for this file. He does not see the relationship between that file and somebody's life somewhere else. That is corruption too. And so many. Policeman on the street who looks you in the eyes and says, park, you park. He says, oh, so you are challenging my authority. He says you want to fight him. He charges you, you settle something. Even if you are not doing, somebody comes and says, oh God, do this thing, you are too much for that, because they believe you have somebody. But the man who looks the other way, who looks as if he doesn't have the money, can do anything, they say, carry a while, they go. So the problem is that we are fixated on corruption of money, on the issue of money. There are a lot of other things that built up where we are now. Do you understand? So what I will suggest, because we need to sustain effort to denude. I use the word very advisedly. Denude. That's what the geographers call agents of denudation. If you have a very big rock and water or glacier have been passing over it over time, it cannot remain the same shape, but the rock cannot complain because he will even think that it is washing it off the dirt. You understand? So people who know about fire technology know that there are 3 elements in fire. That you need oxygen, you need a combustible material, then you need heat. And they build technology for confronting fire or denuding fire or retarding fire around these elements. Either you get CO2, which is denser than air, to mask the oxygen, or you remove heat, or get something that cools the so-called incendiary object, like water and so on, depending on the kind of material that is burning. You don't fight fire because you are a firefighter. They call them firefighters. No, you use a medium based on technology. And that's why I'm advocating that to sustain what we are doing now, we must do it right according to law, give people all that they deserve. If you are going to pick up somebody, have a dossier. The law has even given EFCC the right to go to court to ask that assets be frozen. But when you have not done your investigation right, how do you know that the man has assets in such a place? There's nobody who has stolen, unless a chicken-hearted person. Somebody who is minded to steal 1 billion will not agree he stole anything.
Is the new Criminal Administration Act effective? Would it be effective, or is it effective in this war right now?
Is to a certain extent. To a certain extent. This is not so much about the issue of law. Even the existing law operate it right so that we don't have distractions. You understand what I mean? There is a presumption of innocence constitutionally guaranteed. Argument of whether this one has taken away or not is not so material. It's a constitutional right. Therefore, prosecution must do its job so that it does not come across as the administration is going after some people. Because it derails the effort and the central objective that is laudable to fight, to degrade corruption.
Are we likely to see a slowdown in all of this? Because for some, it is deja vu. They've seen it before. A new government comes in, you see the agencies, step up the game,
Yes.
and after a moment, there's a lull.
How many people that are corrupt in Nigeria can you handle the same way that is? What time does Buhari have in that position? Because people have not bought in effectively. His people, you understand? Politicians generally they are not excited. Go to the National Assembly, many of them have not recouped the money they spent.
Even his,
and there's no Ghana must go. So how do you think they can be smiling? If they see Buhari, they can smile. But when he goes, they say, this man is standing up. I don't know whether it is a psychological fact. They may not agree. You understand? Many ministers, when you saw a few ministers, some of them had shaded weight. You understand? Because you cannot grow bigger than, the okra cannot grow bigger than the owner. If you get my drift. I don't know whether, because there's a perception, Buhari has been marketed on a certain platform of asthenic outing that is a bit, let me say that he's not given to profligacy. And it will therefore be outdated and unacceptable for you to carry on as if nothing has changed. And that's what informed the budget rejigging.
If you say how much of time he's got, how do we now go back and say, let's strengthen these institutions, and it should go beyond the chairman of the EFCC?
The EFCC should not go out to
Muhammadu
impress.
Buhari.
They should do their work. And you don't, like this, look at the newspaper, corrupt judges who go to jail and this and that. How do you do that? You don't say such things. You understand what I mean? If you know corrupt judges, go after them. We are able to read and write. We will know you are going there. Now, you don't make general statements that tend to make you popular and at the end of the day deflate you like a balloon. Because this is a democratic circumstance we are operating. Even Buhari in his first coming, you saw how the entire thing collapsed. All those people who were given 200 years so that even if there was reincarnation, they would go and deliver them at the prison. That's what it meant. That their moms would have gone to the prison to deliver them and leave them there. But at the end of the day, you see, as laudable as an objective might be, if the strategy is wrong, you can't achieve it. And even if your strategy is right, and you are not doing it the right way, which is called efficiency. If you are going to Badagry with a bicycle, and you have a meeting by 2, and you left by 1, well, the story can be told by those who know the distance. You understand? So it's a simple thing that is doing something right the right way. Okay? So what we are saying is, because it will pain me most, that this second chance, if we lose it, Buhari as a man and as a mortal cannot carry through this crusade. It's as a law. We know that. You understand? And he cannot grapple with the challenges of every corrupt Nigerian because they are in their plenitude. You understand? The next person is corrupt. So if you are shouting Ole among thieves, that is when stealing can even take more place. People will go even into somebody's room who have been pursuing the phantom Ole while he's drinking beer and taking the dinner prepared for that man, and then walk away quietly. So even now that the issue of corruption is being fought, corruption is still going on. I don't know whether you get my drift. So, go to the ministries.